Well, it was a really technical card. It was a nice card. Pretty much enjoyed, not gonna lie. I enjoyed the majority moments on this card, and the majority of fights happened happened here were pretty much okay, and yeah, pairing was good. Really have to say that pairing was good, and UFC did a great job with pairing in these fights as they paired the majority of great fighters, and I have to say thanks. Really, I have to say thanks to UFC for one of the greatest pairings the world has ever seen, and that really is a top-notch demolition magician. So, congrats UFC, congrats on everything you did, and I'm grateful. I'm really grateful. I'm really grateful to you for everything you achieved and for everything you made. So now let's focus on what happened in the fight card. First of all, Rabelis Despaigne is a big prospect, a big fan. That's what I can say. I really see him as a top-notch prospect. But let's start from the first fight. John Wood, as expected, lost to Marine Moros. I had fight starts round 3 in this one, and I really think that was a good call. I really thought it was a good call. Paid out to be one of the best calls I have ever made. And yeah, I can only say this was a top-notch performance by Marina Morris, who technically outsmarted her opponent, and she literally technically killed her. It was a technical kill. Then the next one was, well, not too entertaining fight between Asul Mabayev and CJ Vergara. That was my first bet. And Asul Mabayev, according to my just fought enough to win. Didn't fought interestingly, but he knew what his opponent was doing, and he did a great job by outsmarting his opponent by playing an interesting game with him. That's great. Robelis Despaigne destroyed Josh Parishian, and he's the new big star. I think congrats, Robelis, on everything you did. Like this Cuban guy, he has big skills, and I'm confident. I'm confident that Robelis Despaigne is going to be the new star. I mean, maybe we don't know much about his ground game, but when it comes to striking, he is gold. Michel Pereira destroyed Mikhail Alexichuk. The guy has a lot of power. Even at middleweight, he's got tons of power, and I see him. I see him as the guy who's going to push UFC to the next level. That's how I see him. Congrats, Michal. Then Kyler, Philip Lins versus Young Kutalaba, unanimous decision win for Lins as expected. That was my first fail. My bets were 2 out of 2 as Robelis Espinho versus Josh Parishian didn't went the distance. Kyler Phillips versus Pedro Munoz. I was right about both. I said fight starts round 3 or Phillips to win, Phillips decision. I was 100% right. Then Mateusz Gamro defeated Rafael dos Anjos. So I can tell you that victory over Rafael dos Anjos was a top-notch, really was a top-notch victory, and yeah, that was a great way to go, and yeah, great performance. Rafael dos Anjos was outsmarted by Mateusz Gamrot, who knew what was happening, who knew who was doing what, and I was having a feeling that he knew what was going to happen. Macy Barber versus Katlyn Serminara. My pick was over 2.5. Perfectly accurate. I said side call Barber to win, and that pick was spot on. Perfectly was spot on. Then Curtis Blades versus Jailton Almeida. I missed on this one. I had over 2.5. Jailton Almeida did a great job in the first round, but then I just don't know what happened. Then I just don't know what happened with him. Like Jailton Almeida was pretty much fucked up, and upon the takedown, he tried to play some kind of a game which I perfectly didn't understand. I don't know what he tried to play, but it didn't pay off as his opponent hammered him. Curtis Blades hammered the downed opponent and destroyed him with violent shots on the ground. Petr Yan outsmarted and outworked Song Yadong. Was a great card, and Song Yadong is a great fighter, but Petr Yan not gonna get released from the UFC. Top notch guy. Gilbert Burns, unfortunately, is probably done after this big knee. He will hardly recover. He didn't do a bad job against Jack Della Maddalena, but they like I have a feeling they wanted him to lose, and Burns was doing an excellent job. I'm not gonna criticize the guy. He fought like a natural, and he didn't let them take everything away from him. But when somebody doesn't like you, they were mean towards Gilbert Burns. We can say whatever we want, but they were pretty much mean. And Jack Della Maddalena finished him with a knee. Della Maddalena has a championship potential. Michael Page outsmarted Kevin Holland. It was a very, very entertaining and interesting fight to watch if you like slugfests and those fights. I'm like a guy who likes technical boys, and Holland versus Venom Page is therefore a fight to watch. Dustin Poirier versus Benoit Saint-Denis. Man, I had a bet on Benoit Saint-Denis, and I was sorry. I was sorry. He left his heart inside the octagon, but Dustin Poirier is just Dustin Poirier. The generations are not changing yet, and Poirier floored him with a nasty hook. Saint-Denis was marching forward too much. He is aggressive, but aggressive approach isn't good when you're fighting a guy like Dustin Poirier. Finally, the final fight of the evening, Sean O'Malley avenged the loss to Marlon Vera. Gold striker, he was doing a tremendous job for 5 rounds. He was teeing his opponent up on the feet. Vera was unable to do anything literally. Sean O'Malley is 18-1, the best striker probably in the UFC at the moment. Chito Vera left his heart inside the octagon, and even though he was having a hard time dealing with some oppressions from his opponent, he never gave up, and I give him credits for that. Like, it's very, very hard to never give up in a situation like that. So, way to go, man. I can only say that you did a tremendous job. But I can only say so long, Vera, because no, I enjoyed the title fight, but overall, very technical card, but I enjoyed every single second of it. Really good fight, really good fight nights, and yeah, it was great to watch.